How to use a Hertz rental car on Uber. For the past 5 days now, I have used a Hertz rental car to make money driving for Uber, and I've received a lot of comments saying, how do you do that? How do you do that? Do you just go rent a car and then you just start driving Uber with it? I'll explain to you guys right now everything I did and how it worked out. I heard of this partnership with Enterprise and Uber about 6 months ago. When I went to my Uber Partners account, I never saw anything about renting a car through Hertz. Only thing I ever saw was Uber Exchange, like the leasing program, the Enterprise rental program, but I never saw anything about Hertz. One day I just went to Google, I just typed in Uber Hertz. The first page that popped up, definitely leave it in the description below. And this link was basically like this page that talks about which cities that Hertz rent cars in, and it gave a lot of information about like how to rent a car through Hertz. However, renting a car through Hertz was a little bit different from renting a car through Enterprise. For me, I'm already in the system, I'm already a driver. My information was already there for Uber, my background check's clear. Therefore, I clicked on that link and I scheduled a time to rent a car, which it had to be 24 hours in advance. When I made my reservation, I didn't know this, so I had to make 2 reservations. First reservation I made, I just called to make sure because it seemed really fishy. The whole Hertz Uber deal, unlike the Enterprise deal. The Enterprise deal was like, it was official. Like when I went to the Enterprise place to pick my car up, I knew for sure I was picking the car up. But when I went to Hertz, I didn't know for sure I was gonna get the car because I had signed up online, but it just wasn't, like I didn't even use my Uber account when I signed up. I just thought it was a little fishy. So after I, took the journey and went all the way to the Hertz dealer, and another thing I must tell you guys too, with the whole Enterprise rental, it was much more convenient to rent a car because the Enterprise location was like really close. It was maybe like 2-3 miles from my house. Now renting a car through Hertz in the Bay, they only had 2 locations. One location was in Burlingame, the other location was in Fremont. Both of those locations are really far away. So I had to travel all the way down to Fremont, and I said travel because I took a Lyft, a train, and then another Uber. So it took a while to get there. It took like 45 minutes to get there. So I went all the way there, and I really did not know if I was gonna get the car because, just doing the information online, it just seemed really fishy. And then I called the lady at Hertz Rental, and she said, yeah, you have to wait 24 hours, and Uber has to process it through their system. And I'm thinking, how is Uber gonna process it through their system when I didn't even tell Uber that I was renting the car? So I guess apparently that Hertz Uber link sort of sends information to Uber saying, hey, Jermaine wants to rent a car through Hertz. Whatever, I didn't really get it. I showed up there, I was skeptical, I was thinking, maybe there's a 50-50 chance I won't get a car, maybe there's a 50-50 chance I'm gonna have to take an Uber all the way back from my house from freaking Fremont, because Fremont's pretty far. Walking to the Hertz dealer, and there's 3 people in front of me, and it went by really fast. I was at the counter within the matter of maybe 10 minutes. The lady said, oh, what's your name? I gave her my name, my credit card, and she says, oh, there was a long pause, and then, she gets a bunch of keys, and she's like, oh yeah, this car is good, this car is good, and she even lets me pick from some cars. She's like, well, I have this car, I have this car, I have this car, and I just straight up told her, I said, I'm not trying to be picky, I don't mind taking a Toyota or whatever, and she just gave me this red Hyundai or whatever. I just took that car, no big deal. I'm only gonna keep it for a couple of weeks. I'll switch out. I'll get another car eventually. This is a rental car, that's the joy of it. I won't have it forever. Her and I, we went outside, checked out the car, walked around, did the little damage check, did the gas thing, and she gave me the keys and I drove away. Now from there, I had to go to the Uber Greenlight office. Unlike renting a car through Enterprise, I did it all through the Uber partner site. I went through my account, I clicked on the Enterprise deal, I linked up with Enterprise, and when I went to the Enterprise office to rent the Enterprise car, they linked the car up with my Uber account. So when I drove off the Enterprise lot, I was ready to pick people up, I was ready to start driving. Now Hertz, on the other hand, they don't do it that way. Leave the Hertz office, you're just leaving in a rental. You're still not an Uber. You still have to go to the Uber office, and then once you go to the Uber office, they'll give you, the decals for the windows, and they'll also give you your airport sticker or whatever, and then you're ready to drive. It's sort of an extra process. Now, to rent a car through Hertz is $200 a week. For me, that's nothing. Like, I think that's a great deal, because let's say if I did have a car and I'm paying payments on it, let's say I'm paying $400 a month and I have, you know, a 2013 or something, or 2014, 2015, I'm paying $400 a month, but I still have to pay insurance, and then I'm gonna have to save money for maintenance. This rental car is super easy to keep up with expenses. Just save my gas receipts and $200 a week, $200 a week, $200 a week. Don't have to worry about any maintenance, don't have to pay for oil changes, don't have to pay, you know, $300, $400 registration at the end of the year. For your car tags in California, you don't have to pay for none of that. You just pay the $200 a week. If the car breaks down, if the car needs a new transmission, you give it back to them because it's not your car. Renting a car definitely works out for me here in the Bay Area. Now, if I lived in other parts of the country, maybe I wouldn't rent a car as much. Maybe it would be a better deal to just own a car. Just driving around in San Francisco, all of these crazy hills, is gonna take a large toll on a car. If you do wanna buy a car for this business, I would say get a car with like a really good like warranty. Something like a Hyundai or a Kia, because some of those cars have like 100,000-mile warranties. But if you're driving Uber, you put 100,000 miles on a car in 2-3 years. So that warranty will be over. But who knows, you might go through a transmission or two. But if you got a rental car, you ain't gotta worry about that. Another reason I love to use rental cars for Rideshare and these other platforms is I'm the type of person, I go out of town a lot. So I may go out of town for like 2-3 weeks or a month. So if I go out of town for a month, that means I have to pay my rent, and I also have to continue to pay a car note, and I have to pay insurance, or have to worry about my car. Like it's parked somewhere, you know? When I rent a car, I can just turn the car back in, go out of town for 2-3 weeks or a month, and I'm not paying for that car. That's another reason why it works out more for me. But if you have kids and you're more stable, you don't go out of town that much, and you know you need a car, it may not be the best deal for you. For now, I really like the Hertz Uber partnership. It's a great way to get drivers on the road, especially drivers who don't have a car. So if you are watching this video right now and you want to make money and you want to drive for Uber, but you don't have a car, believe me, that is not a problem anymore. What you do is go sign up for Uber, complete your background check. Once your account is approved, then you're able to rent a car. You can still drive for Uber without even owning a car. You can just start renting a car. Now, Hertz, I had to put down a $200 deposit and I had to pay the first week. So I think it came out to a total of $402 on my card. Like the enterprise deal, they would deduct the payments out of your Uber earnings every week. But with the Hertz deal, they just charge the credit card that's on file. Now in my case, I love the fact that they charge your credit card on file, because I can get some points to travel the world for free. So that's another positive thing with Hertz if you are the type of person that like to collect points or get cash back or something. Now, I really like the Hertz deal. It's a great deal. So if you're a driver out there, you want to start driving Uber, but you don't have a car, don't worry. What you do is click on the first link in the description below. That's gonna be the link for Uber. You wanna sign up to become a driver. And once your account is approved, then you're able to rent a car from either Hertz or Enterprise. Now, why I said Hertz or Enterprise, now some markets Hertz may not offer cars, and maybe Enterprise does, and vice versa. Wherever you are, this is just another option for you. You could rent a car and do Uber. I don't know what the profits are in your area, but this is definitely another way that you can, you know, get on the Uber platform if you don't have a car. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video to let you guys know, like, basically how I rented a car through Hertz, like the process, and just giving you guys a little bit more information about it, since I received a lot of comments about, hey, how do you rent a car through Hertz? How do I rent a car through Hertz? Do you just go rent a random car and just start doing Uber? So I just wanted to, you know, clear it up and just let you guys know how I did it, how my experience was. Yeah, you can definitely do it if you don't have a car. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this from me, subscribe. I make videos like every day. I make videos talking about different stuff, and I'm gonna make some travel videos soon. So if you want to see those, definitely hit that subscribe button. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Peace.